Certain people, a couple of years ago, around March the 4th, got this absolutely horrible news from I text my dad, you know, Shane Warne had passed away. That fucking hurt, do you know what I mean? Because I love Shane Warne. As a budding leg spinner myself, I absolutely idolised the man. There was one man who got me into the game, and that was Mr. Graham Thorpe, who obviously sadly passed away a few days ago. And I wanted to do a little video on it because he is someone that I absolutely cherish as a cricketer, and that got me into the game. Is so West Indies tour 93-94 when I was like 10, 11 years old, and I was really, I didn't even know what cricket was really. My dad was listening to the radio, literally I remember, just went over there and he was playing the live coverage, probably BBC 5 Live, whatever, TMS, whatever it was at the time, I can't remember. And yeah, it was England tour West Indies, and Graham Thorpe was playing, and I don't know why, just kind of warmed to Thorpe the way he was being described. I can't remember when it was. I even researched this. I should remember that period. We're going back over 30 years. But I remember like Graham Thorpe the way he was being described when he was playing his stroke play. I just thought, okay, sounds like he's good at this sport called cricket. And then obviously I got into it from that period. I started watching obviously on TV on the old BBC with Tony Lewis. Do you remember that? If you're that old enough as me, you remember that. And yeah, I just really started to really admire and love this guy. You know, loved the way he batted. I wasn't a batsman. I can't hold the bat now. I couldn't hold the bat then. You know what I mean? So despite being thrust into open many a time, but I just thought, you know, what a great, just elegant, majestic stroke player this guy is, and quite a struggling England team in the 90s. You know, I suffered a lot following that team in that decade. Yeah, very much so. But you know, he was an interesting character. I remember reading his autobiography, you know, a long time ago, when he was talking about demons, you know, the horrible fallout with his, divorced his wife, their kids, and the kind of bitterness that kind of embedded in him. And you could feel that as well through the pages. He was quite a troubled man. I remember the 2002 India series where he just wanted to get off the pitch. He wasn't interested at all. He very much wasn't able to compartmentalise his emotions, you know, on and off the pitch, it seemed. And I know there's been so much written about this. I just wanted to kind of do a little video on it, really, just how much the man touched me. He was a wonderful player. I remember when he was dropped from that 2005 Ashes. You know, I thought it was harsh at the time. Obviously, it worked out well for England, but yeah, I remember the Australians at the time, they really respected him. And they said, "What are you doing dropping Graham Thorpe? He's, you know, stupid. You know, I mean, he's a top player. You know, even at what 36 he was then, 35, 36. Still a superb player. He's averaged 44 across his career, 100 tests in that side. You imagine in today's times, he'd have been a 3 format player, to be honest. Definitely a solid 2 format player, but he was able to kick it on. I remember the 1997 Tesco Trophy where England beat Australia as a prelude to the Test series, which obviously we lost, but that was a lost. Actually, it wasn't a lost victory. 2001 was. But yeah, that 1997 Tesco Trophy, England won 3-0. And I remember like Warne coming around the wicket to Thorpe, and Thorpe was fucking climbing into him and just driving him consistently through the offside. You know, just there's a majestic cover drives. You know, just lent into the ball, man. And Warne had no answer. And I remember that. And that was fucking prime Thorpe, man. Prime fucking Thorpe. Was he 28 at the time? Unbelievable. Top player. I remember the big headband and a kookaburra bat. I bought a kookaburra because Graham Thorpe had a kookaburra. You know, I love kookaburra bats as well. I had kookaburra so long. I bought a keys bat for my son, my oldest one. I bought a kookaburra. I've always liked kookaburras just because of Graham Thorpe, you know. So there's so much been said. People obviously in the game, and so much been said the last few days. I'm quite late to the party, I know that, but I did want to post this. Just say how much that guy really touched me and got me into the game, because he was the one. You know, I was from St Helens, I was from Merseyside and then Lancashire, but when I got into cricket I was living in Merseyside, yet I support Surrey. And the reason why I support Surrey is because of Graham Thorpe. That's the only reason that I got into cricket, and the reason why I support Surrey. I had nothing to do with Surrey. I ended up moving there at university, but I always followed Surrey. So because of Graham Thorpe. Anyway, I better go because I've got the cops behind me and I'm filming a video on my phone. So yeah. Anyway, Graham Thorpe, thank you for the times. I think as Cricinfo summarised it really well, they said he will never know how much he was loved. and I couldn't agree more. So yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, I'll leave it there. I've had a call come through actually now as well. Bloody hell, everything's happening. But yeah, you'll never know how much he was loved, and it's a real shame what's happened to him. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I think as the older you get, the more people die around you. Unfortunately, people you know and people you don't, and maybe you wish you knew, or maybe not. I think the whole adage of it's sometimes better not to meet your heroes, that kind of line, I think it rings true with Graham Thorpe. I have a feeling that it rings better that I never got to ever see him up personal or get a sort of signed autograph or a cap or whatever. I don't know, I've got this feeling. I think there's some dark souls and deep dark souls in Graham Thorpe that maybe would have tarnished my view of him. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to shoot off. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on Graham Thorpe. Thank you for the memories, mate.